Good evening, everyone. This is Mr. Inns from the sixth grade. I'm going to be reading part of Finding Langston. We'll be on chapter 13 today. It will start on page 61. So please follow along as I read. Daddy hasn't been gone one day, and already I don't care much for being alone. But the one thing about Daddy being gone is I can read all I want right out in the open, like at the library. Feels good to see all my books unpacked and piled on the floor next to my bed. I pick up the biography and I can't get past the cover for staring at his name and the title, The Big C. On the back of the book, I see his picture, brown, just like me, with shiny, wavy hair like the ladies that come out of the beauty parlor on Saturdays. His smile reminds me of the pictures I saw lined in a row. The esteemed Negro writers Miss Kimball talked about when I first visited the library. Now I'm going to need to go and see if Mr. Hughes's picture has been hanging upstairs the whole time I've been downstairs reading his books. I imagine him my age and think of all the questions I need answers to. What books did he read? How did he start writing poetry? Why did he? And all of a sudden I remember the letters. The box is still pushed into the corner under Daddy's bed. Daddy's voice is in my head, but it's not making me stop reaching for the letters in the bottom of the box. The ribbon is old and crinkly and nearly falls apart when I untie it. The ink is so faded I can't read all the words. But I see words I don't want to see, like Henry, love, night, baby, Tina. My head is pounding fast as my heart. Letters from Mama. Now it does feel like I'm stealing secrets from Mama and Daddy. Secrets I ain't supposed to know. But instead of tying the letters up and putting them back in the box, I spread them out on Daddy's bed and just look. Mama's writing was always so neat, with big loops and little ones. My fancy writing, she used to call it. I always keep a piece of Mama with me wherever I go. And now I know Daddy does too, in this box under his bed. Now I took his piece too. I start folding up each letter neat as I can, but stop when I get to the next to last one. My black one. Thou art not beautiful, yet thou hast a loveliness surpassing beauty. Mama was so tired after working our plot and putting dinner together, she could barely keep her eyes open after supper. Ain't no way she sat and wrote poetry. There's so many questions in my head I can't think. A loveliness surpassing beauty. Wish I could have seen what Daddy wrote back if he did. Is this what they whispered at night when I had to cover my head with my pillow? I finished folding up the letters and tie the ribbon, slip them back in the box, and sit on Daddy's bed. Tired now, but not sleepy. Got to head over to Miss Fulton's for supper soon, so I put my books back in the satchel. All except the biography. I turned to the first page, still thinking about how you could know someone so well, but not know them at all. I make myself keep moving so I'm not late again for school. Without Daddy moving fast in the morning, keeping me going till we get out the door, seems I just can't make myself move fast. Daddy told Miss Fulton I could make my own breakfast, only I wish he hadn't, because after I burned the last two pieces of bread, I had to eat some crackers and a nasty shriveled up apple. I bet Miss Fulton makes a mean breakfast with eggs and sausage and gravy. I run out the door, zipping my jacket, trying not to think about how empty my belly is. Straight after school, I rush to the library and downstairs to tell Miss Cook that Langston Hughes isn't from Alabama, but from Missouri and Kansas. On the map at school, I saw they are next door neighbors to Illinois. That he traveled all over the world and went to college in New York and loved living there in a place called Harlem. That when he traveled the world and lived far from his mama, he was lonely too and wrote poems about it. Daddy Clem was standing at the desk talking to Miss Cook. They follow me here? I look around quick for Lyman and Errol and don't see them anywhere. But that don't make no sense. Clem brothers with me only if Lyman is around. I'm standing still, not knowing which way to turn when Clem looks up, stares right at me. You boys know each other from school? Miss Cook asks, just as sweet as can be. Nope, we both say at the same time. Oh, pardon me. You look like you knew each other. She stamps the book Clem is holding. These are due back in 2 weeks, Clem, she says. Clem walks past me with his head down. Something inside me starts growing till my chest is pounding. I follow him out and take the steps two at a time behind him. At the top, I say, "You here with Lyman and Errol?" "Get away from me, country boy," he says, and keeps on walking. I grab his arm to stop him. "I ain't your country boy." Words coming out louder than I knew they could. Don't know when I've been this mad. "You can't be following me here." "Boys," Miss Cook says from the bottom of the stairs, "keep your voices down. Look, I ain't here with Lyman or Errol, just came to get some books is all." Here in the stairwell, Clem looks so small and skinny. Me and my big self looks like I could crush him without trying hard. I let his arm go. "This where you come after school?" Clem asks. "Why you asking? You bringing Lyman back?" He don't know. I come by myself some Thursdays when my mama got to work late for her family. My mind is working hard trying to figure out if he's lying or tricking me or just likes books as much as I do. All I can get out is, mm-hmm. "You come every day?" Clem asks, like everything's okay between us when he knows it ain't. "What's it to you?" I ask. "You ever come when those big-time writers are here for their meetings? Once there was so many folks upstairs, Miss Kimball come downstairs to get extra chairs." "What big-time writers?" I asked. Before I remember, I'm not even supposed to be talking to Clem, but I'm hoping Clem knows more about the writers upstairs in the pictures. I don't know any of their names, but Miss Kimball said they're famous, that their work is important. The last words he says with a fancy girl's voice as he stretches his neck forward and blinks fast, then laughs. I can't help but smile a little bit. "See you later," Clem says. "I gotta get on home." I wait till I see Clem leave, then I walk forward to the front of the library, past the tall bookshelves, and toward the row of pictures. At long wooden tables, folks sit reading or with books spread out, some scribbling down words on pads of paper. At other tables, folks are whispering together. I make sure no one is watching me, and then I walk to the end of the row. The first picture is a woman. The second, too. That makes me stare a little longer, because I never knew women wrote books, especially colored women. But here are their pictures on the wall with their names underneath. Margaret Walker and Gwendolyn Brooks. I keep walking down the road past Richard Wright, Arna Bontemps, and then I stop in front of Langston Hughes. I don't even need to look down at his name to recognize his face and shiny wavy hair. Don't know how long I've been standing there before I hear, "Excuse me," behind me. An older lady is waiting to get past, and I move to the side. Shamed now to have been standing staring at pictures I know no one else ever stops to look at. I head on back downstairs, but now, sitting at the table with my books, I'm just pretending to read. My mind is wondering if I'll ever meet Langston Hughes at the library, and wondering too if Clem is going to tell Lyman he saw me here. I feel Miss Cook's hand on my back. She leans over. "Is everything okay, Langston?" she asks. I look at her and nod, packing up my books. Walking home, I think about me chasing after Clem, and I feel lighter somehow. It's not till I get to my steps I realize it's the first time I ever yelled at someone. Thank you for listening and following along.